Hello everybody, welcome to the channel. It is May 11th, 2025. I have a few messages for you here. So there is something about a henchman, which is a faithful follower or political supporter, especially one prepared to engage in a crime or dishonest practice by way of service. Someone who is willing to do unpleasant, violent, or dishonest things on another person's behalf. So they're looking for a henchman. A political party, it sounds like, is looking for a henchman. There's something about tradition, which are customs or beliefs from generation to generation. A doctrine believed to have divine authority, though not in the scriptures. This curator is talking, saying, and somebody's asking, how's that fleet? So he's got a fleet, which could be what? Ships, army, whatever. Another masculine said, didn't want you to do it. There's something about the silencer, which is a person who silences or suppresses, a dictator opposed to free speech, a suppressor, a controller, a restrainer. Some people think that they ought to win better on account of themselves. So they think that they have value that the rest of the world apparently doesn't agree with. The people never wanted to exchange pain for divine connection, and it appears as though they're taking it all back. They're void, someone said, which is they lack something that was expected or wanted. They are completely without something. They're useless, ineffectual, and vain. There's something about a 33.333 degree Mason. The more they make you suffer, the happier they are. And there's a reason that they want to buy everything medical. They're hoping to get away from cosmetics into the natural, or this could be the divine, and they're really upset about it. These masculines, the feminine, wants to get away from painting herself up like a little doll to please these ones. They're talking about Edward again. Whoever Edward is, they keep bringing him up. Somebody told this curator that the fight was over, but he's still trying to round up other masculines to hurt, capture, and obtain someone. He wants a relationship. They need to obtain this soul and energy. They need the celestial ship of this person. The curator is being asked if somebody's possessive, like this woman has a partner. They're talking about a Mason. They still have a team. The curator, his boss, and at least one other masculine in support of whatever plot they're trying to concoct. They don't have any backing. Nobody wants them to continue doing what they're doing, but he's insistent on feeding light to his or this black hole soul that he seems to be responsible for. He really feels that he owns all of the energy inside of human beings, the luminescent suns and stars. They're talking again about medicine, and they're talking about herbs. They want to control all of it. Somebody mentioned suicide, like they're planning one, or somebody has. 1,000 individuals one of them said. Take it as it resonates. The curator's boss is talking about somebody being psychic or asking about it. I know she is the savior, says the curator. So they're targeting a woman that they believe to be a savior or the savior, and they want to eliminate this person and assume the role as a masculine to continue their traditional value system. How infectious is it? Somebody asked. They're talking about a virus and a relationship. And they're talking about a feminine dignitary. They're talking about astral projection. They want to get into this person's space. They may be getting into this person's space. They may have been spying on this person for a long time and are still doing so. Somebody was rejected. Apparently a feminine, an actress, a copycat, and a pretender, attempting to step in as this dignitary. People right here, Curator said. And then I thought I heard somebody say, congratulations, but this sounded as though it was directed toward someone in the collective rather than the abuser of someone in the collective. There's something about the masculine. And it sounded like someone said, how dare you call yourselves fathers and brothers and men? They're abusive, very abusive toward the women and the children. This curator is talking about patriarchy, which is the rule of the father, a social system where men control a disproportionately large share of social, economic, political, and religious power. It is where the inheritance follows the male lineage. But this isn't natural, as the gifts all come from the feminine. They want to control it. They don't feel that she's worthy. And again, someone is asking about this person in the collective, whether or not they're psychic or coming into the realization. Someone said, go to jail? As though they have to, or are being asked to take blame, a proxy, a scapegoat. There's something about wrinkles. They want to replace this dignitary, but there are obvious characteristics that are difficult to mimic. They may want to try to do something to get this dignitary put in jail, as they may try to wear a mask or do something as this dignitary to try to get them to go to jail, but there's wrinkles. There's obvious characteristics that this dignitary has that are difficult to mimic. One of these masculines said, it's not physical, an ailment, an illness. It could be this virus or whatever that they're asking about. How infectious is it? Like, it's not physical. Like, they placed a spiritual virus on somebody. Someone said it was forbidden. One of these foul excuses of masculinity said, I hate this woman. And another one said, okay, guys, what do you want to do with her? They're plotting an attack on a woman. They're talking about this woman's legacy. They want to take her out. These masculines are so jealous, and they're dominator tyrants. They're just vicious and cruel. And then I saw something or someone go splat, like they'd been shot in the face with a shotgun, and neon green blood splattered everywhere. There's a feminine cohort to these ones, talking about myths, a myth or myths. whoever they're up against, they thought that they didn't exist anymore. They thought that they had eliminated them all and that they were just simply not present any longer. And whatever these myths are, whoever these myths are effing them up and their whole world. Somebody said, don't get cocky. Dominator, tyrant, wanting to control everybody. Do as I say, not as I do, you little punk ass bitch. They want to control everybody and everything. This feminine who is on their team is talking about the sperm of a man and being away from it. Apparently, the sperm of this man was empowering her and whatever it is that she was trying and doing and actually manifesting. There's something about Cracker Barrel, which is plain, simple, unsophisticated, rustic, rural, homespun, informal country life, and also an old style country store. See, these ones like their women with all this makeup on. They like them to dress in a sophisticated manner with high heels, you know, and present themselves as some pretty little doll, you know. They have to be perfect. They don't like the natural woman at all. Somebody's asking the curator if this woman in the collective wears makeup. She's homespun. She doesn't dress herself up and try to draw attention to herself. She's not ego-driven. Then there was a song. Brighten up even the darkest night. So I had a dream. I was in a very dark place, and then this song came up. You just call out my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running to see you again. There's a masculine inquiring about the target's weakness. Hit those roads again, someone said. And it sounds like they're sending out a hitman. Everything's over, someone said. And another masculine said, I'm not a simp. So it sounds like people are getting fed up with this curator and their shenanigans. But he's not giving up. He's not going to stop. And it sounds like at least a few of these masculines who want to dominate and abuse women are willing to do his bidding. And so they're sending out somebody to this target. And I just pray that those who are willing to protect the target are far more powerful still than those who wish to harm the target. Be blessed, everyone. I'll see you on the next message.